What's up, everybody? Blue Suit Reviews, another video, brand new video. In this video, I want to talk about preventative maintenance. There's one thing I remember from being a jet mechanic is that if you can help it at all, don't wait for something to go bad before you try and fix it. So this video is basically talking about the things that you can do to your car, and it doesn't matter what car it is, to try and make sure that you prolong the life of the components of your car, and to make sure that if you do have a manufacturer warranty or even an aftermarket purchase warranty from a dealership or a credit union or a bank or wherever you got your warranty from, that if you ever need to take your vehicle in to get serviced, there's evidence that you have been doing what you are contractually supposed to do to make sure that items don't break due to neglect. All right, so under the hood of Rat Cat, I think that the most important thing that you could ever do for your vehicle is make sure that you change the oil on time. So there's a lot of debate about when you should change your oil. I know there's some full synthetic motor oils that will quote a whole year between oil changes, and I really do think that's for vehicles that are not high powered. So from my experience and my recommendation is, if you own something like a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, Dodge Charger Hellcat, any of the Hellcat series, the SRT 392, the 5.7, even if you run full synthetic motor oil, I think it's a great idea to make sure you check your oil frequently using your engine oil dipstick right there, and just make sure that it's still clean. If it's not clean, I would recommend going ahead and changing it. I know that the vehicle itself has a timer inputted that will tell you when to change the oil, but only you know your car. If you know you drive your car hard like I do, and I know I need to change the oil probably more frequently than whatever is quoted on this bottle, I'm gonna do it. So I try to go 6 months. I try to make sure that the oil is changed 6 months, especially because I do visit the drag strip, and it's not very good to have dirty oil driving your car around with dirty oil in there, because the engine oil loses its ability to protect the engine the dirtier and dirtier and older that it gets. So that's my recommendation. All right, so some other things that you want to make sure that you do, especially if you live in a hot climate, is you want to make sure that your engine coolant is always topped off. You want to make sure your overflow tank is always full. So if we look at my overflow tank, I always make sure it's full. Never let this thing drop down. Even for vehicles that have an intercooler, you got to make sure that this tank is full too. Why? Because when the engine gets hot, there are multiple ways that it has to be cooled down. So the intercooler, if you check out my What's Inside the Hellcat video, man, somebody cutting up. I don't know what kind of car that is, but it's moving. Anyway, if you check out my What's in the Hellcat video, the first one that I did, you'll know that the intercooler is used to cool the supercharger, which gets extremely hot, and the regular coolant overflow tank, or the reservoir, is used to cool the engine itself. And you gotta have those two things together so that you can keep this entire setup cool. If you see where I'm going with this, all of these things work in conjunction with each other. They depend on each other to make sure that your engine is running properly. So make sure that you keep your coolant topped off. Other things you want to make sure that you do is make sure you're using the correct product. So this is the approved Mopar 50/50 pre-diluted antifreeze coolant, and I know that this is approved. It's rated, I think it's a 50,000 mile engine coolant, and I won't use anything else because I know that this is approved. So So if anything ever happens, I can positively say, without making up a story, that I put the right coolant in my car. Not only that, this is the recommended oil for the SRT engines. As you can see on the bottom, it does have the SRT logo. I don't know why Pennzoil is a recommended oil. I just know that it is. So this is what I use. The other things you could do to make sure that your car is running properly. Make sure that your air intake filter is clean. So this guy, there's a filter inside there. Just about every combustible or engine with a vehicle with a combustible engine has one of these, and you want to make sure that it's clean, because this is make sure that your car runs efficiently. So if your air filter is not clean, you actually be robbing your car of horsepower, and you decrease the gas mileage if that's not clean. Those are just some things that I make sure that I do to ensure that my engine is running properly, and so that I don't run into catastrophic failures. Not to say that it won't happen, because it definitely still can happen. But if you do your part to try and take care of your vehicle, it's definitely a strong possibility that you won't have to deal with huge failures, like I said, again, due to neglect. If you're doing any type of maintenance on your car, make sure that you take a look at that guy first. So this is my vehicle's user manual. The first thing you want to do is, well, first, this should be in your glove compartment. If it's not in your glove compartment, you should probably try and order one or go back to the dealership and get one as soon as possible. Not imperative that you have one tomorrow, but you need to get one, because this tells you this gives you the maintenance schedule, and it really gives you a lot of information on what is inside your vehicle and what certain things mean. Like if you get a warning symbol in your check engine light, or a warning symbol in your gauge cluster, and you've never seen it before, your user manual should tell you what that's about. So before I do any maintenance on any of the cars, I always consult my user manual. I know when you go to AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts, or wherever auto parts store you go to, they have a computer system that's jam-packed with a lot of information, and they could probably get you close to the right area as far as getting you parts and fluids and stuff like that. But I still think there is nothing better than consulting your actual user manual for the car before you do any maintenance, to make sure that you are in line with what the vehicle manufacturer says to do. Again, this thing has a maintenance schedule in there that tells you when you should do certain things. And even though the maintenance schedule is just a suggestion, it is recommended. That's it for this video. If you want to know more about taking care of your car, there are a ton of videos out there on YouTube. I am definitely not an expert on the subject of taking care of your car. That's probably more a mechanics lane, an actual vehicle mechanics lane. I could definitely tell you how to take care of your jet if you got one. But I know what I know about cars, and I'm still learning. So the things that I say in this video may not even be what other people practice. But at least hearing somebody reaffirm, because I know people out there, you probably take care of your car, hearing somebody reaffirm that you should continue to do that because it's a good thing, it could give you that peace of mind. So I hope it gives you that peace of mind, knowing that if you do change your oil on time, that you do make sure all your fluids are topped off, that is a good thing, and please continue to do that, because your vehicle will love you when it gets up into the high mileage range. So thank you for tuning in. As usual, please like the video, share, subscribe if you are not a subscriber, so that you know when the new videos are coming out. Blue Suit Reviews. Until the next video, see ya.